Hey, what is up everybody? Dude, we have another rant video today. I'm sorry, I might get a little heated, I might start sweating, but I just have a couple things to say. So WWDC was just announced yesterday, right? And I love these little Apple demonstration things they always do. And everyone keeps talking about how Apple is doing more AR things. And honestly, like, who wants that? Like, I understand AR is the future and stuff like that, but what I want more than AR is stability in my operating system on my phone. Now, it's no secret iOS 11 was horrible. Maybe it's gotten a little bit better in recent weeks or months or something, but everyone talks about it. It's no secret. Now everyone says iOS 11.3 is going to be better. I'm not too sure. I don't think it's going to be better. I don't think there's going to be a good version of iOS 11. I think there's going to be more stable versions, but not good at all. I personally believe iOS 11 is the Windows Vista of operating systems for the iPhone. Now let's rewind it back. Okay, on iOS 8, 9, and 10, those are three versions of iOS where I had an iPhone, and people had problems then too, but it was never this widespread. I would see people post on Reddit or other forums about how their phone randomly rebooted, or their FaceTime didn't work, or their random bugs and stuff like that. But I would say like 5% of people had those problems and 95% of people didn't. But now on iOS 11, I've experienced more bugs on this version of iOS than any other version before. And I'm not even talking about the betas. I'm talking about like actually the full official versions, like iOS 11.2, iOS 11.1.2, iOS 11.2.6. And I'm not the only ones either. I would say Apple totally flipped it, and about 95% of people have problems and 5% of people don't have problems. So I'm not too sure what they did there. And actually, when I was updating to the beta, take this with a grain of salt, but when I updated to the beta on my iPad, all my memory was deleted, so I had to actually go back and restore it. I have a video of that. I'll probably post it later. But yeah, it wasn't until I updated to iOS 11 did I actually start having problems. Now, when the first betas of iOS 11 came out, I don't know if you guys have stuck around with me that long, but I talked very highly of it. I installed it on all my iPhones, and I honestly couldn't wait for it, and I told everyone to download it the day it came out. Wouldn't update to iOS 11 yet because it's still a beta, but once the public release comes out, definitely go ahead and download it. And I do plan on slowly after that, I started reviewing it, and as the weeks went by, I actually told people to stop downloading it and pretty much stay where they're at. Even now, like, we're like months and months, almost a year down the line, and as updates and stuff still came, it's just as weird as before, dude. And I'm not even talking about the betas. Those are supposed to be filled with bugs, but even on the official version, like I said, I've had random reboots, bugs, glitches, horrible battery life, and it's just a weird cycle that Apple did there. Now the next thing I'm going to talk about is the worst thing Apple has ever done in their life. It's the most sneaky thing. I, as well as other people, have talked about it. The battery slowdown. Nobody talks about it anymore, but it was the worst thing Apple ever did. It was horrible implementation. It wasn't a bad idea overall, okay? Some people were having random reboots or shutdowns on their phones, so it kind of made sense for, Apple to push something where they could have given the option to them with the battery degradation, I don't even know. But as the battery degraded, they could slow the phone down, but they didn't tell anybody they were doing it, and they didn't give an option to the people with those iPhones to turn that option off. So that was the most sneaky thing. Apple can say whatever they want to say, but I honestly truly believe they did that purely for people to update their phones and for Apple to make more money. I mean, think about it, dude. It has to be that. Why would they not tell anybody? People keep saying, oh no, they wouldn't do that, they wouldn't do. They would, and I already made a video about this before they even announced it. So I'm telling you, they can say what they want to, but it is that. And the Apple battery replacement program, which Apple is honestly still profiting off of, even though it's only $30 or whatever to replace the battery. Apple's still making money off that, don't get it twisted. So if you think about it, they're making money off bad publicity, which is crazy. I'm not sure a lot of people can do that. Apple's probably the only company that can probably profit off of that. But yeah, I don't want you guys forgetting that, because I love Apple. I have all their products. It's just sneaky, the most sneakiest thing I've ever seen a company do. Now that is old news, but that does have to do with iOS 11, and that's probably the icing on top of the cake. Looking forward, I'm really praying Apple fixes these problems. iOS is amazing software. I review it heavily. I literally make a video every single time the updates come out, and I like iOS. I love how the ecosystem. Some other YouTuber were talking about it the other day, the Apple ecosystem, where we can go on our MacBook and have the same information on our watch and on our iPhone and on our iPad. It's just amazing, and for them to ruin it like this, it's just so sad to see. Now I'm not too sure how this is going to come out, but I honestly think Apple and their engineering department or whatever, they have horrible management, because think about it, people keep talking about what we want to see in the next version of iOS. They've been saying this for many years now, and honestly, we want more stability. For me, at least, I want them to change the control center back to turning off Wi-Fi and Bluetooth completely, or having an option in the settings to do that. I think that's the dumbest thing Apple ever did. I would never in my right mind want to temporarily disable Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. I don't even know why that would be a thing. I've never been in a situation where I've been like, oh, let me temporarily turn off my Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. I don't want to fully turn it off. Like, what type of thing is that? I think that's just Apple trying to keep those on so we can ruin the battery life even more and we would update. I don't know. That's a stretch, but. And also, I want Apple to put in a system-wide dark mode as well. That is not that hard to do. There's already been jailbreak tweaks that do it. Apple kind of already started it in the settings, but it's just smart invert. It really isn't that good. It's not really that smart. If Apple does those 3 things on iOS 12, we're set. But if they do this AR thing and they start adding in weird features, that's such a waste of time. For the average user, I understand I can go out and buy a new iPhone or whatever. I understand that I'm a YouTuber. I can do that, but I'm not talking about in terms of me. I'm talking about in terms of the average person who doesn't want to update their phone constantly because their phone is just messing up and it's filled with bugs and stuff like that. I don't really think it's that much to ask for, honestly. But yeah, I mean, that's something. I mean, that's honestly why I believe iOS 11 was the worst thing Apple ever released. They've released some bad products, I do understand, but man, iOS 11, that is a beauty. And guys, that is pretty much it. Hopefully I've opened your third eye or something. I don't know. Just kidding. Like, what I'm saying isn't even like super scientific or anything. It's just like straight obvious. Like, and I'm not the only one who's talked about it. Tons of people have talked about it. It's old news, but you know, iOS 12 is going to be released in like 2 months or 2.5 months or something. So I just figured I'd say that. Dude, I'm done talking. If you guys have any questions or comments or concerns, leave that down in the comment section below. Check out flawlessphone.com for the best prices on unlocked phones, cases, accessories, screen protectors, chargers, all that stuff. Even gaming systems and Apple Watches, all those are on there. I'm gonna add more stuff, don't worry. Flawlessphone.com, make sure you go there. Hit that subscribe button. We're pretty close to 30,000. The Xbox One giveaway is still going on, so you can still enter that by hitting the subscribe button and adding me on Instagram and Twitter. And once we hit 30,000, I'm gonna announce the giveaway winner and announce the next giveaway, which is probably gonna be an iPhone or a Galaxy or something, depending on if iOS 12 is a lot better. But yeah, can't wait for that. Hit the like button as well. I don't know if I already said that, but man, more importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys, and hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.